Good morning, USAFordaily.net, and I'm Kemp Harr. This morning, my guest is Geoff Gordon, the Executive Director of the Fuse Alliance. Geoff, how you doing?
I'm doing great, Kemp.
Yeah, we've got some big news to talk about. The fact that Shaw Commercial is joining Fuse as a vendor partner. Let's get to that in just a second. First, let's talk. We were together in Dallas just a month or so ago. Is the commercial business still continuing to be strong?
You know, business is really, really good, Kemp. As a matter of fact, I've talked to a couple of our members in the last week who were telling me their backlogs are the biggest in the history of their companies. So with all the ups and downs and the price increases we've had and delivery delays, business is very robust. You know, what we're going to have to look at, and maybe at some point we can better analyze, is we had 5 increases last year. We've had 2 so far this year. And somebody asked me the other day, what do you think the total percentage increase in price is? And we're figuring it's about 25%. You know, if you go back and look at all the increments that we've had to absorb. So what we're going to try to do a better job of, our business right now is up about 25%. So does that mean our units are running even? And I don't think that's the case, because at the end of the day, these price increases have been spread out based on the project quote originally, also based on how the manufacturer's been able to work with us, which they've been fantastic, trying to hold prices as best they can. But it's going to be interesting as this evolves to be able to break out, you know, units versus actual sales, because sales are going to be up just by basically price increase.
Yeah, you know, we're trying to keep a handle on that too, and that's a little higher number than our estimate. We're hearing somewhere between 10 and 15 is the inflationary number. So I'd love to work with you on trying to get a handle on that number.
And I've been asking some suppliers about that too, and I've had numbers lower, and I've had some around ours, and at this point, it's an educated guess.
All right, well, let's talk about this big news. Effective shortly, Shaw Commercial is joining the Fuse Alliance as a vendor partner. And most people know, I mean, Fuse Alliance is a co-op of commercial flooring contractors. So, you know, here's the biggest supplier to the commercial market joining with Fuse. It's pretty big news.
Yeah, it is. We're very honored to have them in the network. We've talked on and off to Shaw for years, mainly because of how large they are in the commercial space. And as you'll recall, I used to work there, so we have a lot of friendships that go back a long ways. It just got to the point in the last 6 months or so that it started to make more sense for us to partner. And if you'll recall our meeting in Dallas, which was about a month ago, we talked about power through partnership and how we were able to come through a very difficult time with the pandemic. And now we have price increases and delivery delays. And with the help of our manufacturing partners, we've been able to work through all that. And we have really just a tremendous group of supporters in the manufacturing community. So, you know, I think in our conversations going back and forth with the management at Shaw, they see too how important partnering is. And let's look at the business itself. I mean, commercial work has gotten way more complicated. Back in the old days, it was carpet and VCT, and you know, now we have rubber and sheet vinyl and ceramic tile and, you know, you name it, it's in a job. These projects are much more complicated. So the role of the contractor in the work overall has taken a bigger piece of the specifying component and all that. So, you know, we're working a lot more closely with specifiers to make sure the transitions are right, and that all the floor prep is correct based on the surface being installed. So I just think the industry is evolving, and it makes partnering with suppliers a lot more important and a lot more relevant.
How did this come about?
Just really talking back and forth and staying in touch. Conversations really started to heat up in the last couple of months. You know, we just decided it was time. We're just very grateful for the opportunity to partner with them.
I'd like to give a real quick little historic perspective. Most people remember the distribution evolution, which is back when several of the suppliers in the business were deciding that they wanted to control the commercial contractor, and one way they thought of controlling it was to own it. And so Shaw started Spectra in 1996, you know, back when DuPont and the Interface were doing the same thing. You know, just recently, Shaw sold their 26 Spectra locations to Diversify, which is composed of mostly StarNet members. So it's kind of interesting how, you know, all this might be interrelated. But the important thing, as you said a minute ago, things evolve. And I guess this means that the commercial contractor can influence what product goes in, wouldn't you say?
I think that's a part of all of this. There's the discretionary opportunity that we feel our control of some of the more basic products has increased because of the type of products they are. And an example would be LVT. LVT, which is a huge, huge part of the commercial business, is really kind of evolving more into a commodity type product. When you get into a commodity mode like that, we have a little bit more control. So again, I just think with the complexity of the work today, we're more active with projects before the project starts and active in the specification part of it because of all these components that we're trying to put together.
So just for clarity, when we say Shaw Commercial, it's all brands. It's Shaw Contract, it's Patcraft, and Philly, right?
That's correct.
So this is probably easy to answer, but how important is this new relationship to Fuse?
It's very important. When you have a company of that size partnering with us, as I said before, it's an honor, and it's going to be very helpful to our members. Anytime we can partner with a company that has the market clout, I guess would be the best word, it's a bonus for us. I do want to say we wouldn't be where we're at today with the help of our existing vendor partners. And we're going to continue to work very hard with them to make sure that partnership continues to improve. This is obviously a big move for us.
And when does this officially get started?
In May. So it's right around the corner.
All right. Last question for you, Geoff. On to a broader topic. What's your outlook for the rest of the year?
We're very bullish. So business is good. The Architectural Billings Index is still showing there's a lot of work happening at the design and architect level. We don't see anything slowing down. And a lot of us in this industry today are like waiting for the, the bottom to fall out of this market at some point with all the challenges that we have, but we just don't see that. So as we said at the meeting, our members are very upbeat, but very beat up because, it's a challenge, trying to pass through price increases and breaking the bad news about deliveries and all that. But with everything said, business is good.
All right. Well, congratulations on this new relationship with Shaw Commercial. Again, been talking to Geoff Gordon, Executive Director with the Fuse Alliance, and you've been listening to Kemp Harr and FloorDaily.net.